Can a newcomer to the peated scotch game compete with the already established classics? Find out on this episode of With or Without Whiskey. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to With or Without Whiskey, the show where I give you the history and review of all things whiskey. I'm Ryan, and today I will be reviewing Scarabus Single Malt Scotch. Enough talk, though. Let's get into it. Scarabus is a scotch released by Hunter Lang, who sources the whiskey from an undisclosed distillery. It says it's an Islay single malt, so it should only come from one distillery. We just don't know which one. On the bottle, along with the tube it comes in, there's a picture of a sunshine recorder, which was invented by Islay native John Francis Campbell in 1853. The recorder is also incorporated into the S's on the whiskey's name. The name Scarabus is from Old Norse and translates to a rocky place. Scarabus is known as a mysterious area on the island of Islay, and a sense of mystery is what they are going for with this whiskey. A whiskey that basically appeared out of nowhere, comes from an unknown distillery, and has a name of folklore. Scarabus was first introduced at the 2019 Islay Festival of Music and Whiskey, and since then, they have added 2 more installments to the Scarabus line, a 10-year-old whiskey and a batch proof. In the United States, the only place to buy the Scarabus whiskey is at a Total Wine store. Scarabus is a peated Islay single malt, so it is made from 100% malted barley. It is 92 proof, or 46% ABV, and has no age statement. It is non-chill filtered with no added coloring and costs about $30 to $35. All right, let's get into it. When you guys buy whiskeys that come in the tube, do you keep them or do you get rid of it? Let me know in the comments down below. This is a pretty cool label design, though. I do like how the gold and white kind of pop together. All right, let's see what we got. Just gonna put this here because it's just going to get in the way. So take a look at the color. It is incredibly light. It's almost clear, and that's because it has no added coloring. Usually if scotch doesn't have any additives to it, it's going to be extremely light due to the almost consistent temperature in the country. It doesn't expand and contract into the wood as much, picking up all those deep colors. All right, enough chit chat. Let's get into the nose. Okay, so definitely up front, you're getting a lot of that smoky kind of peaty flavor. It's not so much the medicinal note, it's more of the like meaty kind of barbecue charcoal smoke. There's some honey on there, and there's a lot of fruity notes as well. I'm getting some apple, maybe a little bit of pear, and definitely some kind of cherry too. But it almost smells like a smoked cherry. It has a little bit of an earthy scent. I'm not going to say grassy on this one. It's more along the lines of like a pile of pine needles. It also has kind of like a dead leaves, dead vegetation kind of scent as well. Behind that, there's a little bit of oak, there's a little bit of vanilla, and a decent amount of citrus. I'm getting like orange zest, which definitely adds a little bit more complexity to the nose on this one. All right, let's give it a taste. Cheers, guys. Ooh, that's really good. So, on the front, yeah, you're still getting that smoky kind of peaty flavor. And again, it's more of that barbecue. Imagine like a smoked pulled pork sandwich. That's what I'm getting from this one. There's also a lot of fruit notes in there. I'm getting some plum. I'm getting some dark cherry, maybe a little bit of raisins. It also has a slight pepperiness to it. Like it has a good black pepper note, and combined with that smoky, meaty flavor, it tastes like peppered beef jerky. It's very interesting. Let's try one more time. Yeah, those dark fruit notes are coming through, along with that savory meat kind of flavor. It's a little bit earthy, like, again, you're getting kind of that vegetation kind of taste with a little bit of, this is gonna sound crazy, but sweet milk chocolate. And I've never had that note in a peated whiskey before. The finish is pretty short. There isn't much complexity to this one. There's a little bit of that ashy note. It's pretty dry, and I get like leather and tobacco, but it doesn't really linger too long, and it's not really that noticeable. All right, let's see what happens when we add a little bit of water to it. But before we do, please remember to hit the like and subscribe button down below. Not only does it show support for the channel and help me out, but it helps other people find us as well. All right, let's see what it does here. 1, 2. Mix it up a little bit. Go right into the nose. Okay, with the water, the nose changed up a little bit. It's definitely more briny, like I'm getting a lot of that salt water kind of scent. There's still some smoke on there, but it's definitely dulled down a little bit. What I'm getting a little bit more here is that woody note, like I'm getting some of the oak. I'm also getting a lot of cherries on this one, but it smells more like cooked cherries. If you would like throw some cherries on the barbecue, it'll give it a nice deep kind of caramelization. I kind of get that note from this. Let's see what it did to the taste. On the taste, I'm getting a lot more of that saltwater brine rather than that savory, meaty kind of flavor. It's a lot more woody, like I definitely get a lot of oak in here, and it kind of dulled down those fruity notes and those peppery notes as well. Let's try it one more time. Yeah, very briny. I get a lot of that saltwater taste. A little bit of smoke, but definitely not overwhelming. And the finish is a little bit earthy and a little bit leathery. But other than that, there's really not much to the finish at all. All right, stick around for the grade. All right, so for Scarabus single malt scotch, I think I'm gonna give it a grade of 83 out of 100. This was very good. It really impressed me. On the nose, I got some honey, I got some peat, there was a little bit of oak and vanilla. Those citrus notes really added to this, and then those earthy kind of pine needle, dead leaf scents were very nice on this one. The taste was very rich and complex. Plum, raisins, peat, peppered meat, like peppered beef jerky, with a sweet milk chocolate, really brought this together. It melded very well, and all those flavors seemed to complement each other. The finish was really nothing crazy. It was the same as any other peated scotch. Ashy, dry, a little bit of tobacco and leather, but it was extremely short. When I added the water, it changed it up a good amount, but it didn't really add too much to it. The only new note was that briny kind of taste. Everything else was either the same or had some things taken out. So for the Scarabus, I think I'm gonna go with it. This was a very good peated scotch. If you like peat, you're definitely going to like this one. Usually if I haven't heard of a brand before or it's not really that well known, I'm a little hesitant about it. Sometimes they can turn out really, really bad. Musty, old, leathery shoes. But sometimes they can turn out really good, like this one. So if you ever see a bottle of this lying around, I highly recommend picking it up. It's super cheap. It's $30-ish, so it's definitely not going to break the bank, and it tastes really, really good. All right, so that does it for today's episode of With or Without Whiskey. If you enjoyed the episode and you had a good time, let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know what you think about the Scarabus Scotch. Have you had it before? Have you heard of it before? Do you want to try it? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Or are you not even a peat head at all? I love to hear what you guys have to say. And remember, guys, no matter how busy you are, there's always time for a drink with friends. Stay safe, everyone.